Right, so first part of the bag we're going to pack is this side here. This is the side which has the struts for where it's a wheelie case. Not all bags have that. It's good if they don't, but it's not a problem if they do, because what we can put is all the hard objects and unusually shaped objects straight into there. So first thing I'm going to put in is shoes. Now, what you want to do is you've got to wrap your shoes. Now, best case scenario is if you've got shoe bags, like proper shoe bags of either linen or velvet or something like that. But if you haven't, it's not a problem, because you can use really anything. Just a normal supermarket carrier bag does actually do the job quite well. You wouldn't want to store your shoes in these long term. You wouldn't want to store them in the wardrobe in these, because the leather would sweat and you'd get mildew. But just for the short period of time while you're using them on a, on an aeroplane or whatever, they actually work quite well. So when you're putting the shoes in, so I'm going to show you, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to show you them out of the bags, just because it makes it's easier to see how I put them in, okay? But in real life, you would always have them in the bags. So what you want your shoes to do is, first thing, just tidy up the laces. You don't want them, and tuck those inside the shoe so they're not going to move. Okay? And then end to end, like that, and they take up less space. So we're going to put those in that gap between the edge of the case and the strut. And I've got my brown shoes, and I'm going to do the same on the other side of the case, just mirroring exactly the same thing there. Okay. Then that leaves us a nice space in the centre. Now, it's like playing Tetris. You want to find the things that fit exactly in the spaces. So here I've got the first sponge bag, first wash bag, and I'm going to put that, look at that, it fits exactly behind those brown shoes. Lovely. And I've got the other sponge bag for the other side, so that's going to fit there behind those shoes. Now, another thing I didn't mention to you before, but I always like to take if I can, is something like a Longchamp bag. Then if other purchases are made, or if you need to go somewhere with the principal at some point during the stay, you've got a smaller bag that's available for you to use as hand luggage. These ones are particularly good. I would recommend the Longchamp. They last practically forever. They're not particularly expensive. They're a good choice. Now your other bits and bobs, like your lint roller, and your shoe cleaning kit. Now make sure it's in something that's very strong. I mean, it's lined, it's leather, there's no way that polish is going to leak out. But it would be a very serious situation if that polish did leak out. Same with your sponge bags. Like this one, you've got shampoo and things like that in there. This is leather, it's not going to leak, even if the things inside do leak. If you've got one that's a canvas one, so they might, then the good old carrier bag, put them in the carrier bag first and then inside it. Okay? Now what we're going to do is fill in all the gaps. So between all the items, you can put your socks. And we're trying to do everything in flat layers. Like that. on there. Use all the space. Now pants, I like to fold them like this. You can fold them however you like, but that's how I like to do it. And again, you can just use those to fill in the gaps. If you're leaving somewhere on your way home and you have to pack anything that's dirty and needs washing, again, just simply put that into a carrier bag before you leave, just to keep it separate from the fresh clothes. Now you might remember the dossier. Now I'm going to keep that for later because that's something the principal might need to get at throughout the journey, so they don't want it right on the bottom. So I'll show you where we're going to put that in a bit later. Now you've got those. Now this would be a good place to put a layer of tissue paper. Something that I don't have at the moment. So I'm going to improvise and I'm just going to put a couple of carrier bags. Just there. Just to protect what goes on top from what's underneath. Just in case there's anything that could mark it. Or remember your shoes are in bags anyway. But anything that might mark or anything like that, just to keep it separate. Now you can put your jumpers. Now just look at the space. You could put it like that, or are you better off putting it like that? It seems to me that you could get two next to each other, so you're better off having them sideways on. It's all about best use of space. Right, so I'm just doing some folding off camera right now. I'm going to build this up a bit and then come back to you in a sec.